Okay, I am going to do a video of the pergola in the garden that Jim built, and these are the cattle panels that Jim put up. And so he put these around the garden, and they're pretty sturdy so that my heavy tomato trees, it's going to hold them up, and the tomatoes that are growing, they actually get to hold on to the cattle panel. I've got my peas growing. It's so many of the beans. I'm sorry, they're not peas, they're beans. And there is gobs of them. I've got more squash coming. And these are my beans that I'm letting them dry out. But look at the greenery that they make. But there are so many, if you look in the beautiful greenery. I've got tomatoes climbing up the sunflower. It goes way up there. It's my sunflower. We just left her up there. Got tomatoes. Today is September 28th, 2025. It's about 5:30 p.m. 6 o'clock. My peas. It's just endless. I planted these once, and they are endless. Beans. Tomatoes. More. Beans. Beans. This is the new trellis, and it's already full of tomatoes. And I've got sunflowers, nasturtium, peas, beans, grass growing in here in this first flower bed. And then I've got baby tomato plants here. I didn't plant those. I've got a tomato plant here. There's the big tomatoes. And I've got more tomatoes up there on the trellis. They look like green apples. There's tomatoes all over these cattle panels. Oliver, come here, buddy. Oliver, come here, buddy. Got baby tomatoes hanging on the cattle panels. That's just a view. Jim built all this because the tomatoes and the peas and the beans are just growing. Now he's not done yet. We're just kind of going with the flow. But I've got tomatoes hanging off these vines, green, and big tomatoes here. And they're coming, they're indeterminate. I've got sunchokes here that are they produce potatoes. This was all planted from seed, all of it. All of these. This is the white flower, is the alyssum. This is marigolds I planted from seed that I'm trimming, and marigolds planted from seed. This one's another bean coming up from seed. Another sunflower from seed right there. Hi, my love. Oliver and Jim. So this is the pergola Jim built. And right now my tomato plants are vines, so I kind of hung them up here with twine. He put this here for me, so it's nice. I just picked a salad, so I get to. He made this table for me, a workbench table, and yeah, just last night in one day he made that. This is a tomato tree. I call them big spiders because they just go on and on. If you look, it's just dripping with tomatoes. Just dripping, literally. I pick them every day, and the chickens get to eat from here, and we get to eat from here. If you just, I've got to pick them because it's unreal. But every day I'm either doing something else or we've got more tomatoes here. This is, I think, the Romas, and they're so heavy. Jim built another trellis out of the cattle panel, so we're hanging or lining them up because there's just dripping with fruit. And I have trimmed them back. Look at how much I trimmed them back, so you don't see any leaves up. So I just hanging them up here with twine. You can see more there, and then more hanging. You can see that I've also trimmed the bottom of that one, and so then that's the top, and it's hanging and it's dripping with tomatoes. Guys, these were the size of my hand when I bought them. Here's another one. It's just dripping with tomatoes. So this is why I'm making tomato soup. And the tomatoes go all the way up that sunflower. And then this one is another tomato plant that I trimmed the heck out of it, and it continues to drip with fruit. But I hung them up the pergola and with twine because that's the only way I could really get to them. I'm going to try to get through here without falling. And I've got more tomatoes in here. Tangled in the bean plant. And then I've got beans. Dripping with beans. This is one little bean, one little pea that goes into the ground, and this is what it creates. Look at all the beautiful greenery. And you've got squash flowers, more tomatoes. Look at all the tomatoes in here. Indeterminate, guys. Save your seeds and just throw them out. Thank you, Lord, for all this fruit. Look at it on the ground. Nasturtium, flowers. I've really got to come tomorrow morning and just pick a lot of this and can it, put it in, make a soup, another soup. Yeah, because for 2 days I haven't been out here, and now we're gonna actually have some tomato bisque tonight. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick some. I'm gonna turn the camera off and just harvest a lot of them. And this is it looks like sunflowers, but they're sunchokes. So once you plant them one time, a little flower, a sunchoke, it's a seed. It's a small, it's like about an inch wide. It's a rhizome. You plant it once and it'll grow every single year. You pull it whenever you want, and there's little potatoes under there. And you cook those potatoes, and they're sunchokes. So there's your food, more food. The Lord provides. So that's just a little video, and I'll leave it at that. And we've been here, let's see, October 10th we got the keys last year. 10/10 we got the keys, 2024. It's not even 1 year, and Jim built the rooster area, the hen area. He built this whole area and the catio. We've got all the flowers within like 10 months, 11 months. We just went to work. We went to work, and I've got the suntan to prove it, and we sleep great. I have to say, we sleep great. I thank the Lord for our energy. But I've got little seedlings growing here. So these are calendula, and they grow like cabbages, and they come back every year. So this is my first calendula. I got about 10 going, and they're beautiful, and they bring in the hummingbirds and the bees, and then they pollinate, and then they create all this fruit and this food for us. So wow, thank you, Lord, for all this food and all the energy that you give us. Okay.